is another Sihl product. This is the 3686, and it's also a TriSolv. It is a slightly thinner, a slightly less expensive poster paper from Sihl. This is also certified. This is on our media locator. You can download it right into your latex printers. We had a little bit of issue with this in that everything seemed to run fine without the take-up roll. And then when you put it on the take-up roll, it's the opposite. On a 500 series, when we put it on the take-up roll, it tended to have a little bit of scratching, or it ran flawlessly with the take-up reel, and then without the take-up reel, on the first set of prints, it had a little bit of scratching. I sent in a new preset. It lowers the temperature just a little bit more, and on 2 printers, I have had no issues. With the take-up reel on, this paper pulls down a little bit because it's a little thinner. It kind of bends over that roller, goes to the take-up reel, and I didn't have any issues whatsoever. Everything looked great. But if you're running this with no take-up reel, the very first part of the print, I had little scratches in it. I think we've overcome that. If you see it, my recommendation is either put it on the take-up reel or lower the temperature just a little bit, and that should take care of the problem. It's just a tad too much heat in the curing zone for the amount of ink, and the paper gets a little loose in there. If it's on the take-up reel, that pulls it down and it doesn't happen. And it's just one of those things that every paper performs a little different through a 500 series printer. Every printer has slightly different characteristics on how it takes ink, and then every printer has a slightly different imprint the way it comes off the printer. Keep in mind that we're running a lot of different offset-coated papers that may or may not be ideally developed for latex, but in most cases they all work for latex. They will work on the latex printers. It really is, as I say this over and over, what's your speed relative to how much heat and how much ink? And if you get that balance right, then almost all of the papers will end up working. And even if something like this, which isn't using a very large ink signature, it's probably 100, somewhere between 90, 100, or 110% density, it will still look spectacular because Sihl has very nice quality on their paper, and the coatings that they put on their paper are excellent, very receptive for latex inks.